Okay, so now we're going to do 2005 ordinary level, okay? So you can see I've set it out as always. Get your acids from your question, buildings, equipment, stock, debtors and bank, and you put in the figures that are given in the balance sheet you're given. Then you put in your liabilities. Now they've no profit and loss again. The older ones don't tend to have them, but you always put it in. You don't have a figure for it on the first, but you will have figures put in there. Always put in your drawings and then put in your creditors and your expenses due, okay? And then of course we always label that November the 1st, whatever month it is, the 1st of the month. Then you get the rest of your dates from along here, pop them all up here and got your totals, okay? So now we're good to go. So at this stage you should be doing out a question yourself and then looking at the video to correct it. And then if you're not sure about something, just give me an email. Right, okay, so let's begin. November the 3rd, received from a debtor 850 in full settlement of a debt of 900. So straight away we know we've had a loss there of 50. Our debtors are going to be reduced by the full amount. They no longer owe us. So we go to November the 3rd, we go to debtors and it's negative 900. Our bank is going to be a positive 850. That's what they paid us. So that'll leave us with a negative 50 in our total. Then into our profit and loss, we made a loss of 50. And down here, a loss of 50. Okay, so that's the first part done. Secondly, then purchase goods on credit for 5,400. So our stock is going to go up by 5,400. So that's going to give us 5,400 here. Then our creditors is going to increase by 5,400. That gives a total of 5,400 and we're done. Okay, the next one then, on the 9th, paid expenses that were due at the beginning of the month. Okay, so we know that our expenses that were due were 4,000. So we paid them. So that's a negative 4,000. So our bank, if we paid off the 4,000 we owed, it's going to reduce our bank accounts as a negative 4,000. And that'll give us a negative 4,000. Okay, so that's that much done. Then November the 15th, paid by cheque a creditor's account balance of 2,100 and received discount of 100. Okay, so straight away we know in our profit and loss, we've made 100. Our bank, we paid out 2,000 because we got 100 off. And that's a negative because we're paying it out. So that's a negative 2,000. And then we have our creditors. We no longer owe them the 2,100. And then negative 2,100 plus the 100 profit we made gives a negative 2,000. And we're balancing each time so we know we're correct. Okay, next one then 19. Purchase equipment for 8,000. Deposit of 1,000 was paid by cheque and the remainder was borrowed from a finance company. Okay, doesn't give us the name of the finance company, so we'll just write in finance company. Okay, so that means our equipment is going to go up by 8,000. Our bank, we paid out 1,000. So that'll leave us with 7,000. So then down here then, we put in our finance pie the 7,000. So that'll leave us with 7,000 again. Okay, so it was 8,000, we paid 1,000. So that leaves us with a balance of 7,000 and we must have borrowed, it said we borrowed the rest. So we borrowed the whole 7,000 from the finance company. So that's 7,000. Okay, on to 24th, sold goods and credit for 5,800, which cost 4,000. So we're after making a loss of 18. Sorry, what was that? No, I read that wrong. Sold goods on credit for 5,800, which cost 4,000. So we made a profit of 1,800. So we go to our profit and loss, and we put in 1800. Okay, there's nothing else on this side, so it's 1800, your balancing figure. And then up here, we reduce our stock by 4,000 because we've sold it. Our debtors now owe us 5,800. So add them two together and you'll get a positive 1,800. Okay, November 25th, pay by check 200 for repairs to private residents. Okay, so our bank is going to be reduced by 200. That'll give me a negative 200. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then our drawings, we know it's for personal use, and we always put our drawings as negative, so negative 200, and that'll give me a negative 200. Okay, then lastly, 27, the debtor who owed €600 was declared bankrupt and paid 50 cents in the euro. So we get our calculator and we go 600 multiplied by 0.5, which we know anyways is going to be 300. Okay. So first of all, the full amount they no longer owe us. They're declared bankrupt. We're writing them off. So that's 600. They've paid us 300. So that'll give me a negative 300. Okay. And then, so we made a loss. So we go to our profit and loss. And we made a loss. So we put in brackets of 300. So that'll give me 300. Okay, so now we're done. So we just have to do the totals. So I'm just going to stop it and write them in. And then I'll back on. And there we go, there's our totals. Okay, so that's that question done.